Hello, traders. We're gonna start on here. You know what? In less than what is it? Less than 10 minutes. Um, the opening of the London session. So before I begin, here's my disclaimer. Any comments made during this live stream is strictly for educational purposes only. To to illustrate how I trade the basically the KTC system. What you see in the screen right now is basically the more advanced one with the what we call the stay in your lane, basically with the VWAP deviation levels. And I'm tr- I'm, I'm trying to trade MES. In fact, when I traded at 1625, I was thinking I was trading ES, but apparently, if that was ES, I would have been over up 300 or $300 already. But I realized I was on MES, which is okay. So I'm now adjusting my ATM. I'll be using I think around four. Well, it depends, maybe two or three to start with, and see how we go there. But I'm trading. This is the first time I'm trading MES or even ES. Say trading on my PA right now. I'm over 15,000 in profit on my 150K. I requested a payout that's still being under review, so I continue trading the account just to build up the account, keep on building the account. Um, so let me do this. Again, this is strictly for educational purposes only, this live stream. Um, I do not provide any type of signal services whatsoever. And if you decide to copy my trades, you go ahead at your own risk. I am not liable for any losses that you may incur on your evaluation account or even your PA. Again, right? So any past performance is not indicative of future results. So always remember that. So with that said, let me get my screen on here. And I was telling you on my, let me see here, we can find it. There we go. Okay, see, it's showing up. This is I already had an entry here. That's why I made 1625. But I realized I was only trading one micro contract, which was EMES. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start um, just like I did on MNQ, right? So this one I'm going to start off with maybe two. Let's start off with two. Oops, wrong one. Stop loss is maybe 50. 400 is 40 ticks is already $500, $400 stop loss. So that's pretty generous. I can always adjust it, right? Same thing with this. This one, I would put maybe let's start off at 40. Also, I can adjust it accordingly because again, this is my first time trading. That's why I'll start off with two micro contracts on MES. Okay, so save template, MES, and this is basically two contracts, and each contract is worth $50, I believe. Yep, $50. Oops, there we go. So I'm gonna save this. So that's the one I'm using right now. The ideal entry would have been right here. In fact, I'm thinking that I may just go back to ES and try this out on ES, especially when especially when it's this slow. And let me do that. Let me see if I can get back to ES here. ES, and I might have to change up with my strategy again. So ES, I'll trade the micros during the morning, the New York session. So here we are. Again, we could have broke that already. ES. I'm using a 16 by 8 Ninja Renko setting. So I made changes to, let's see, ES, one contract. Hmm, let's try that. Okay. So I may try it for this board. In fact, that's what I'd probably do. Let's see. Again, this is one contract. Each tick here, remember,
Order
each tick
filled.
here is $12.50. So it's very expensive than than NQ, but NQ moves a lot. That's the reason why. So that's why I like this. I like there's no wild movements. But again, what's your risk tolerance? Right now, I have it here. There's a $500 risk tolerance with a 500 profit target. Yeah, good, good, Lara. So um, again, I may put this down even right here just to be safe. Just get the profit there. So the opening is in 7 minutes. Yeah, Lara, I suggest you trade micros during the New York Open or New York session. New York session, because there's a lot of volatility, but it doesn't move as wild as NQ, and that's the reason I'm looking at this. And I've heard about issues going on with Ninja Trader with NQ, MN and NM and MNQ because there is so much people on it that it's somehow delaying that feed or something. Something's going on with that. Since a lot of people, a lot of retail traders or even institutional traders are trading NQ or MNQ. This one is the move is a lot more um, not as wild. Put it that way. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Whatever works for you, Lara. And once you get used to it, you start making profit, then you can move on to the New York session. Again, if you want to trade the New York session, just use one micro contract. That'd be good. Just one micro contract. In fact, I think you can make good money on one micro contract just trading it during the New York session with the volatility. Yeah, so I got in this trade late. Like I said, I was playing around when I first entered it. It was at 16. I was trading micros and I thought I was trading ES. The ideal entry would have been right here. So that was the entry where it should have been entered right here. Say right there. Yeah, you're right. You might be up right now $425, right? Yeah, it's more stable. The at least the it honors the market structure and the price action. Hey, Ivan, how you doing? Truth Trader. That must be what's Cortez. So we got 4 minutes before the London Open. Again, you see the momentum's going up. It broke this break of structure here. I want to see the break of structure, right here as well. So we're out the outer band of the -2 D or +2 deviation, but you can see there's some momentum getting up maybe to here. Let's see how he reacts to that pivot point at R2. Again, I haven't traded this during the London session. I mean, I'm talking about ES or MES. So I got to see if it reacts just as much as NQ. Remember, NQ has at the opening it has this wild move, and I don't know, Lara, you've been trading MES during the London session, and when it opens, does it have like a very kind of slight of like a fluctuation during the opening of the London session? Again, this is my first time trading this on a PA. So I just want to make sure that oh, you haven't done the open. Okay. So you don't have an open position right now, Lara? Okay. So you're out of that position. You're profitable. Like you said, you were up 400, I think. So here comes some buyers coming in. Here the ticks. That's my basically my tick strike. Yeah, I have a good value on my tick strike at plus 11 on the ES. So let's see if it's going to continue going up. No, just waiting for the. It's really waiting for the London Open. That's the reason why. Again, the momentum is still going up. I don't see a reversal bar. You know when there's a possibility it may go down or go the other way when there's a reversal bar. Always make sure you look at the reversal bar. So again, the setting I have here for this ES is 16.8, and I'm gonna see how this works, or I may just leave it at. I might go back to 20 by 4, since again ES is not as volatile as NQ. So you got 1 minute. Let's see what happens. I want to see how this reacts to the opening. Yeah, I hope also it goes up, Lara. So I'll be trading ES and MES during the New York session. Here we go. Hopefully it follows that momentum. Again, let's see how it reacts at that pivot point. So what I can do, I can move this now. My wrist. Yeah. Okay, so let's see how it reacts in this pivot point right here. Looks like it's reacting to the down. I might give some room here. So right now, where is our next swing? It's way down here. That's a big. That's a big area to cover. So I'm just gonna. If it does come back, that's why I'll just risk this much, less than 500. It may just do a slight pullback and then continue going up, since this is a reaction point where, again, the pivot point. Of course, it's going to bounce off, but will it continue going down? Most likely not, because we still have strong momentum here on the what we call it, MACD. Again, if it has a reversal, doesn't mean it's going to go down. Again, if it creates a higher low, right, then it's still going to continue going up, but it may just freak these people. So if I want, you want to do, I want to get the 50% value here, right, between where the high is right here. Let's say right there. The 50% is right here, because that's usually where it's going to pull down. So I'm going to get down here, maybe right there is my risk. At least it's less than 500. Okay, that's how I determine that. Now this may go up to let's say here. Right now, let's see how it goes through here. But I'm just going to put it up here just in case. Let me get this out so you can see it. I just want to see where that 50% line is. Again, this one is below 50%. So how much is my risk there? I think it's less than 500, which is fine. Again, I'm trading 150K account. So this is around 412. in one contract. I might have to adjust this. I have the Fibonacci there. So basically, this Fibonacci. Let me see here. Started off here. Hit it there. Okay. So it came down here. So this is what I do. I do the fibs. Okay, if you hit there, where's the next one? Yep, exactly where I have my 61.8. Okay, so that's fine. You just need to know how to plot the fibs. It really is very helpful. You see, we're getting actually in higher highs, higher lows here, right? These points, so I can actually bring up my risk to maybe down here. So now my risk isn't that bad. I don't want to bring it up here where it's above my, you know, one, profit target or my entry because well, it might be a little too tight. I want to at least get a profit, not a profit of $50. Again, it may react off this, but we'll just see how it does. Again, here comes someone. Well, we'll see what happens here. This is a major resistance level right here. This one, this blue, the steel. Let's see how it reacts. That's why my original profit target was based on here. So I not to deal the pullback with this pullback. Again, still momentum is good. I just want to see a pop. So you see, with the opening, it wasn't really as volatile as NQ. NQ usually goes up and down, up and down. That's what it does at the opening of the London. This one really was just mellow, was just chill. That opening was just chill for ES. Let's see if we get a pop here to break through here. Only thing with ES, it just moves slow. It doesn't move as fast as NQ. You just have more. You just have to have more patience. I would go for maybe 200. So let's MES. I sorry. So okay, let's repeat this. So what I wanted to see this is basically, uh, you see, there's a big distance between from this last swing to where we are, right? So in order for this to continue, yes, there's going to be maybe a high probability, but there's a probability that it will pull back at least the 50% pull back and then come back up. But that's why I have my stop to compensate for that. So now every time we have a swing here, it creates what? We have reversal bar. I mean, it creates a swing level or a either a swing level, right? So this reversal bar to the downside, which is white, it creates a swing level up here. Basically, you can see what did it do? It created a higher high. So when it created a higher high, it may want to come down here, pull back, and create a higher low because you have this big distance from here to here to do that. That's why you need to compensate. Some people say, "Well, it's pulling back." Yeah, because there's a big distance between here. But if it creates another higher low, probability is it's going to create another higher high. So let's see if it does come down here, but hopefully it doesn't. See, you can see this is kind of weakening. Looking at your MACD, but it's still above the zero line. That's the most important thing. If it gets below the zero line, most likely it's going to be down here. So again, it depends on your risk tolerance. So to answer your question, Ivan, on MES, trade two contracts, targets are 40 and 40 ticks each. Stop loss of uh, if you're maybe $100, that's what it is. Start off with two contracts first and see how it goes. So again, I'm expecting this, like I said, a pullback. How far? Again, let's do this and see. Even again, based on a 50% pullback. So I'm going to do a 50% pullback from here, right, from the last swing to where it is here. Where is it? It's right here, right? So if I want to do that, I want to base my stop on at least, where is that? Around here. Because that's a little below. Because most likely it's going to probably test down here. Let's see if it bounces out to 21 EMA. So I'm going to put it right there. That's my risk. Because most likely there's a probability, higher, let's say, high probability that may bounce off the 21 EMA or all the way down here to the mid band. If it does go to the mid band, I'm already out. At least, if it does, then I expect it to go up. So at least my risk wasn't that bad, and I can make more money going up. I just had to re-enter again. So if this creates another reversal bar going up, then you want to move up your stop below that swing. Any questions? Yeah, again, first time for me to trade this. I might just. I'm thinking maybe if you do the London trade the MNQ or NQ, and during the London session trade the ES or MES. I think that's what I'm looking to do. I just want to see how this ES moves during the London. So let's see, we get a reversal bar here to the upside. Then I can move up my stop by not that much. But hopefully it continues going up. Lara, you just click on here. You know, right? Just click right there. And you can move it. You see that? You just move it. You can move it. You have to click on the line though. Or the flag. It doesn't matter. Right? You can click on the flag here, right? And you move it. See that? Left click. Okay? That clear? You have to left click. Left click your mouse. Either the line or the flag. Either one. It doesn't matter. So does it work? Laura, I saw your comment regarding how much money you can make. No, there's no limit how much money you can make. As long as you're consistent with it, that's the thing. So if you feel consistent in making $50 or $100 a day, then do that. But as a beginner, that's why I would say. I mean, what are you consistent that you have no problem in making every single day consistently? It doesn't have to be a big amount. If you can do, or what are you trading right now? Are you trading MES? Is that what you're trading right now, Lara? Let's talk about that because that was your question. Again, if you're gonna be trading a PA, make as much. You want to build that account up. Um, yeah, if you're happy making 200 and it's easy for you to make $200, then do that. You don't have to. You don't have to go by the thing. You have to. You can withdraw in 8 days. No, that's just the minimum number of days that you can withdraw. Make a withdrawal. Now there's a buffer there every time you want to. If you want to withdraw the maximum amount, depending on the size of the size of the PA you're trading, right? then then you have to go by that. But to get to that profit target or that profit target for you to withdraw the maximum amount on a given PA, if $200 works for you, it's easy for you to achieve consistently. Then do that. Just do that until you reach the target where you can withdraw the maximum amount or even the minimum amount. The minimum amount you can withdraw on Apex is $500. So that's where that works for you. Then fine, just continue building your PA account. See, it's about doing you rather than trying to follow every Dick and Harry, Tom, Dick, and Harry, because that's what they're doing. Do what's good for you, where it's not stressful for you. Again, I said trading is a personal journey. Yes, I teach you a system, but the thing is, but the thing is, it's up to you if you want to tweak it or whatever you want to do to accommodate the way you trade. And usually, the way you trade is usually your personality type. right? Some people are born scalpers, which they don't want to be waiting this long. They're so impatient. But again, for me, you know, I'm a Christian, so it's what is it called? One of the fruit, not one of the fruit of the spirit is what? Self control, discipline. Trading really teaches you how to be that. Yeah, yeah, Cortez, whatever works for you. You don't have to be making those home runs all the time. Consistent base hits. Are you getting paid out? You got your paid out already, Cortez? What are you using? Are you using a wireless mouse, Lara? When I trade, I don't use a wireless mouse. Mine is hardwired. Everything's hardwired. My internet is hardwired. I don't want to take the risk when it's Wi-Fi and you may lose that that connection. Because if you want to get out of trade, all of a sudden your mouse doesn't work, then what happens? Good job, Cortez. Yeah, Lara, if you're gonna be trading, use a wired mouse, not a wireless mouse. Yeah, I know. But take profit limits their account to Philippine traders. In fact, new traders cannot sign up. Right? If you had it before they changed that rule, then you can work it, but you can't move to the Pro Plus. They limit you depending on where your residency is. If it's your residency is in the Philippines, then yes, you cannot move to the Pro Plus account. I'm talking about take profit trader. Yeah, look at the rules. Look at your facts in TPT, Cortez. Regarding countries, type up countries on their facts on their knowledge base. Is it? Yeah. Put it under the search bar, countries, and you'll find out. Maybe there's a setting I need to push. So I don't get why you cannot move the target. No, there's no setting. Maybe when you click on that, it's not your connection to your chart is off, but you can move it with a click. Let me see if there's settings on here. Auto scale, currency, predefined, increase quantity. No, so don't have all these click like that. Select on active ATM. Maybe that's it. Maybe you want to see this. Click on your properties here. Select active ATM strategy. What is that? Select active ATM on order submission. Yeah, that's what I have right now. So I might just do that during the London session. I trade MNQ or no NQ, and the New York session I'm gonna be trading MES. Let's see how that works. Hey Sean, how is it there over in KL? Yeah, well, yeah, you just have to increase your maybe your stop, but at the same time decrease the number of contracts you trade. But and just trade micros. Micros, you can actually make a good amount of money just trading micros. And your mouse is not working. You have another mouse you can buy. Get a hardwired mouse. Wait, what strategy builder? Are you? Wait, I don't know what that means. I've never seen that before. Strategy builder, but Lara, we're not even using strategy builder, so I don't even understand what that means. Yeah, maybe if you're using some type of if you're using a strategy or a automated strategy, yeah, that would be the common problem. But we're not using some type of automation. Okay, so we have this reversal. See this reversal bar on here? So that's where going to be my next. I can move this up again. Is it going to hit my target? Yeah, if it's that's fine. I'm not worried about that. Right? This is really a minimal loss for me, but I'm just going by what the market structure is giving me. Right? That's what I'm doing. Now it's just having a hard time. Like I said, it's having a hard time to get past this major resistance area. That's the only thing. It's trying. At least it's creating a higher high. See that? It's creating a higher high, but it's maybe one tick and then it reverses because they're trying to get more accumulating. It's more trying to get more buyers to push this up, or it may be where sellers will come in. But right now we're still above the zero line of MACD, right? So for me, I'm just trading what I see. So you may want. Okay, let me see if I can get the other one because I don't want to be. Okay, control. Let's see. While we're doing this, let's see what's going on with the 5 minute chart. Yeah, it's still going up. We had a brief pullback. See that? See that? It just by one have several ticks, right? Now where were we here? This is the PA. What? Almost not showing on here. Ah, that's why. Because it should be ES. There we are. But it is going up. So this is the 5 minute chart on here. Well, this is not. This is already past the open. The open is really like the first 5 minutes. It's been indecisive right now because of that strong resistance level. That's the reason why. Strong resistance. You can see they have a lot of confluence here. You have not only the pivot point, the R2 pivot point. You have this strong pivot level or this strong resistance. That's why there's a lot of confluence here, composing a strong resistance. It's not it being indecisive. You just have a strong resistance level. That's all. But why I'm still in the trade? Because look at this. We still have strong momentum to the upside. We're above the zero line, and you can see, the BBs are going up. We're not. So we're in the upper band of the MACD-BB, not somewhere down here where the momentum may be switching. That's why you need to know where you are in the market. It's not. I know. I remember I told you my target would have been here, right? And I would have made 300 right now. Remember my original target was right there because I know it's going to have a hard time trying to push that resistance level. But as you can see, we still have momentum go up. I just want to make sure that I can, max out. Now, if it does come back down with this, I'm looking at this. I may just move. Like I said, if you want to still profitable, you can move your profit target here to have it, you know, um, like right there. You still get a profit, maybe $50. But the thing is, why would you want to spending this time and just go down? Well, here if I move down here, where that swing is, that may still bring a loss, but at the same time, I'm honoring what the market structure is giving me. So again, with E- with NQ, see, I have to get used back to. I have to get used to the ES again because NQ, what it does here is going to continue testing that until it gives up and comes back down. But again, we're creating higher high right now, right? See this? We're creating higher high. It may come down here and create a higher low again, maybe down here. So so you can see these bars better. You see here, what is it doing? We're getting a rejection. So you can draw a rejection right now there. So we're getting a rejection from here to where? Well, this thing doesn't hasn't closed yet. It may be cooling down. Let's see how many minutes they have. They have 4 minutes left. We just started this bar. That's the reason why. Yeah. See now, if I'm looking at this, did it close? I think it did. Yeah. So this you're gonna draw a bar here, this area, for the rejection level where you see the rejection right there. Now will it continue being rejected? That's an area right there. What I have here in these areas are basically fair value gaps. So we're in the between two fair value gaps, right? I just made this up right here to see why we're getting rejected. You see, we're getting rejected, but now it's going to retry it once again. Try that area again and see if it's going to create. Well, we technically create another higher high. So just taking the slow process. So I might just bring this down to maybe down here, my profit target, at least down here, at least within that area of rejection. So right now we're getting a lot of rejection over here, right? But we still have momentum going up. I think you just have to be patient with ES, especially during the Globex session. See, that's the wrong thing with ES. So let's go back. Let's go look at what's NQ doing. Or let's say yeah, NQ. So you want to see how this is comparing to NQ. So I go here, go to my NQ, which is what I'd be trading around 20 by 4. Okay, let's see what's NQ doing. Still loading. Look at NQ. Look at this big fair value gap to the upside. Again, there's not hardly any moves. You can see what it's doing. It's not moving that much either. This is still calculating, so we'll see what happens here. Oh, we're getting some down movement here. Okay, let's go back. Yes. I just get locked out here. No, just look at my coming down. Don't tell me my Ninja Trader just locked out. I know what's going on with Ninja Trader. Yeah, it just locked out. So let me just close this out. Yeah, now it seems like it's going down. Okay, so let me get it out of here. Because now it tried to do. I don't know what's going on with this Ninja Trader, man. Up, 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 up. I'm still up 87.50. Yeah, what is this? It's this is MES. Oh, I need to go back to ES. Let's see if they finally bring up the volume on ES here. reverses. That's what it does. I think yeah, that's what it does. But it reverses at the I think at the market. That's why I don't press those buttons. Like I said, just do these. Whatever it teaches you, don't ever press those other ones. Again, so this is strong. You know, create a higher high, and here it created a higher low, right? So it's actually doing the market structure is just not at the speed that you want to. For example, here that's already created a higher low from here to here, so that's why my stop is right there, right? Now we'll come down here and create another higher low to get another higher high. See, like I said, here's all that rejection going on here. I drew this out before. So yeah, it may come down and you're just getting rejected. You can see the rejection line going down, right? Meaning it's gonna still continue, but let's see. But on here, it created a higher high. So here we see this rejection value. The rejection block is right up here, all the way to, let's say, the close of that bar right here. But it's really just playing around. So if you're looking really, oh, here, let me do this even better. That's your range right now, right? That's your range on the 5 minute. So hopefully it breaks out finally. Hopefully. Okay, we're looking at this. We have the fair value up here and another one way up here. It may try to go eventually get up here, but I want to hit the target there because that's where my what do you call it extension on my fib. It's gonna go back to here again. I lost that line because I went back. So if you're looking at that, I think it's mm, from here to here. Yep. See what happens here. Again, we're getting a lot of rejection there, so it may continue going down. See that? And this rejection is going further going down that way. So let's see.
Order submitted. Order canceled. Order submitted.
So I'm trying to scale in one contract here. Let's see if it's gonna give me some momentum when it does it. If you're moving stop loss closer, right, then you have to worry nothing. Again, whatever you risk, if you know what risk to reward is, basically, if you're risking, for example, my thing right now is right here. So my risk would be what I can't risk more than what 5 to 1. So whatever my profit target is. So let's say my profit target is $100. I can't risk more than $500 if your profit target is 100. It's that easy. If you move your profit target or your stop loss closer, then you're fine. You're less than the 1.5 risk. But the question is, if you move it further out, then yes, you will be violating the 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio. That's why I never move your stop out more. I'd rather move the stop closer based on your price action. Is that clear? Again, if your profit target is 100, don't risk more than 500. And how do you know that? Well, you put an ATM there and you just measure it on here. How much is my risk? So, for example, where's my entry right here? Right here is my entry, right? So go here. You measure how much that is down here. What's my risk right here? That's 237. But what is my profit target? So my profit target is up here. Where's my ruler here? So my profit target, again, my risk is 237. My profit target is what? Why did I just lose that? I just lost the ruler. So my profit target is up here, right? So my profit target is 525 with a risk of 237. Now do the math. That's less than 1 to 5 ratio. So if my risk is 237 out of 525 right there, so what percentage is that? Divided by 525 right there. You only have more than it's going to say 5, right? So my risk to reward is basically if I'm showing this, my risk to reward right now if I hits my profit target would be what 230. Okay, so let's say 237, 525 divided by 237. That's my risk to reward ratio is a 2.2. Still less than 5. Man, this is just trying to. This might eventually get down. Let's look at this. We're getting a lot of rejection on here. Yeah, there it is. It's going to be coming down. But I want to see it bounce off here. That's why my basically my I want to get this below here. Again, the risk is not that much. My risk right now is less than 500. Again, well, we're still well above the zero line here, right? He's just maybe pulling back. Now, if it does break this swing low here, yes, then there's a probability it's going to come down and test this down here. Because technically, it's going to try to test anywhere around this what we call the retracement, right? Hasn't reached that extension, but your target is usually this first target right here. This 27 extension. That's usually your first target. See, because look what it did. It already did here. Went bound to the retrace, right, and come back up, trying to trying to test this 161, 161 extension on the fib. It's just having a hard time because of this, right? Because we have strong resistance there. But will that basically? There's a possibility may knock this out again. What is my risk there? $200. That's nothing compared to my trailing drawdown of 5,000. It just I'm just going with the market structure right now. Price action. Just don't have enough momentum to go through this strong. I might just move this down to, I might even just do that to accommodate that. So just to adjust according to the market, let me bring this down, and then I might bring this down here where it's going to test. Right? Make sure that, okay, let me bring that up there maybe if I want to do that. Right there. I mean, if you move the profit target, you don't, why? I mean, if you want to move the stop loss, that's fine. But the farther you move out the profit, the better you are. You don't have to worry about the 5 to 1 or whatever that they're using. Because you have a bigger stop, if you have a bigger profit target, that's even better for you. You don't have to move the stop loss. Then it's up to you. That's if you move your profit target further out. The worry comes is when you have your ATM set at 1 to 5, and all of a sudden your profit target you decide to move it in. Then that might be an issue because now your risk to reward is getting bigger if you move your profit target closer. Don't think too much when you're trading, especially when you're sim trading, because the more they're thinking, it's going to disrupt your trading. They have no rules on when you trade the what you call it.
Order filled.
Oh wow! Let's see if we can get this up here. They have no rules in terms of trading your evaluation. You can also actually you can actually FOMO in your evaluation, and if you pass it, that's fine. But then the rules kick in when you start trading the PA. But why would you want to trade the way? Would you want to trade your PA the way you want to? Let's let's restate that. Don't you want to trade your evaluation the way you would trade your PA? That's the question. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? Trying to get this. So now we have a reversal bar, right? So now we can now actually now we created a higher what? A higher low. So we can actually move this up our risk. So now we don't hardly have any. We're basically decreasing risk. Now I scaled in for 2 contracts, so I'm based on the momentum. Now, if I want to move it here, I'll do that. Because it's having hard time to break this resistance level. But again, we had strong momentum to the upside. Again, we're still above the zero line here. So let's see if they can push through this resistance. Now I scaled in the two contracts, hoping that it's going to continue going up. That's fine. If I get this loss, it's not going to be no biggie because it's really not big of a loss. So now, here's the high. You created this high right up here, right? Um, that's why you see that break of structure, right? Now, if it's having a hard time here, but I think it's not. It's just trying to bait traders to get out. That's what it's trying to do. But let's see. If it continues here, I might just bring this down and get maybe 400. How much is that? And this is just based on one contract. So if I hit that target here, just approximation right there, right? That's 200. That's gonna be around $500 trade. I'll take that. Maybe I may consider moving this down to here, right, and get a $500 profit with this slow market the way it's going right now. That's why I scaled in, but my risk on that two contract is not that bad. Hey, John. So you can see, again, I'm trading ES or right here. Just want to see how ES moves during the Globex session. And I'm already thinking that I'm going to trade NQ during the Globex and ES or micro ES during the New York session. So the erratic movements that you find on NQ or even MNQ is not erratic on ES. It's just a slow market. We were looking at NQ before. It was just as slow. Again, I'm trading my PA. This is on 150K PA. I'm already 15,000 in profit on this. I'm already requested my payout, and it's just being reviewed. And that was 2 days ago or more last week. So right now, this is going to be I believe my 11th. Is that right? My 11th trading day. And I'm just trading this, just building, just building the account up. Yes, if you're okay. I had some questions about this. Can you trade your PA if you requested a payout? Yeah, just as long as you don't blow it. Because if it's under review, then you blow your account, then they'll deny your payout because now you blew your account. Now, if you have a status where it says paid or approved and paid, and you blow your account, they will still pay you. Okay, you got that? Because once it says they're paid, and you haven't received the funds in your account, but you continue trading the account that you got approved on or the payout on, they will pay you, even though if you blow your account. I'm talking about Apex. So let's see what happens here. I might just move my target down to get that 500. I mean, that's fine. But you can see that, and the ticker in the background. You see that buyers are coming in. It's creating more momentum. So I'll leave it to where it is right now. Again, this is based on the fib extension of the 161.8 extension. Usually when I trade the fibs, my first target is here. Yeah, my first target is here, which is the 127% extension, and the next one would be 61. And usually the fibs, what they hit that first extension, they do test back into the what you call it, retracement, right? The fib retracement, and then we'll retest and try to test the next extension. That's your typical movement. That's your market maker movement. Here's the first extension, comes back, retests this fib retracement. It can be from the 38.2, the 50%, or even down to 61.8. And then we'll try and finally test this, the, the ultimate extension of 61.8. That's called tick strike. In fact, you know what? I think you can buy it. I can, if you're interested in that, I can provide the link. I'm not an, am I don't know. I don't think I'm not an affiliate. Right here, let me put it here. I think it's called, yeah, here. You can see what it's all about. What is tick strike? Here we go. Yeah, I'm don't think. See, it just test. It's not it can't get past this. But again, what did it do? It created a higher high, just by maybe one tick, but still, it created a higher high. It's just taking, this is basically a turtle movement. I mean, it's just taking its time to get up there. We created higher lows. We now created a higher high here by one tick. Hopefully, it continues going up. Well, this is the farthest we've been, 400. Well, again, I'm trading to. I scaled in another contract. That's the reason why. It's just being so slow. So let's see how much. So from here to here, and this is based on one contract, right? So it's going to be 375. Since I have two contracts on there, that's going to be what, 750. Yeah, but you see, it's not even getting past that. It's just trying to. It's trying to get up there. What time is it? Oh man, 5:09. Okay, I guess we'll give this until what? I mean, everything's going up. You see the 21 EMA, it's really, the angle is going up. So that means there's momentum going up. We're still here on the MACD. We're still, well, you can see the Bollinger Band is kind of constricting now, meaning the momentum is dying. So let's see what's going to happen here. The pencil, what pencil? Just click on the chart. Just click on the chart. Anywhere in the chart, it's going to get rid of it. Yeah. So if you press the drawing pencil right here, what you mean right here, drawing pencil? Where'd you get the drawing? What were you doing? Was it this right there? Just go here, and then yeah, you should. I don't. I don't know. Your mouse is really acting up. Either that or press delete or escape. You should get out the pencil. I recommend you buy a hardwired mouse that you can hardwire to your laptop or whatever, or your PC. I learned my lesson trading with a wireless mouse before. Trying to get out of position, and somehow it was not communicating. My mouse was not communicating with my, at that time, my laptop, I think. Yeah, there's something going on with your mouse, Lara. Oh man, it's just taking its time. Yeah, well, I just want to do this. I'm just going to do this rather than trying to get up there. Because right now they're trying to let me get it up here. That's fine. Now what should give it hit my target up there? Yeah, see, we really passed the target there. See that we breached it, but then let's see how this tests out. See that we breached this area and just decided to come back down. Do you know? Do you know how the principle of a slingshot works? Anyone knows? Slingshot. What it does? What does it? Retraces. You have to pull back on it, and then when you release it, it creates a lot of momentum, right? So this is actually, you may want to consider that principle when you see this. So when it pulls back, it's pulling back so it can create more momentum to the either the upside or downside, depending on what direction you're going. And that's basically sometimes I have to understand that principle. Let's see again. Again, this may create a lower low. If it does, then I'm out. Because again, it's been testing this. It breached it. Now it's coming back down. Now we're basically below that. See that? But where is our lower? Yeah, here's our lower high, right? It's going to be right there. I'll just leave it there. Basically, it's going to create a lower low if that's the case. See, it created no. It basically has a double top right there. That's what it did. Time is it? Okay, it's 5:14. I'm going to see what happens at the bottom of the hour. Again, look at this. It may just maybe a deep pullback trying to test that, and now, I mean, we don't see any really momentum going down based on the MACD. Again, if it stops me out, that's fine. I'm not worried about it. But let's see if it's going to test that up, back up here again, and test this level again. Again, I'm thinking of the principle where it's going to pull back on a sling, and then propel more momentum to the upside. Again, if you look at the 5 minute, look at it. We didn't breach this swing down here. Well, maybe he spoke too soon. Let's see. He just opened a new 5 minute. Now we have two. See this? We have two um, bearish candles. So most likely the third one will probably push it. Did it? No, it didn't stop me out yet. So if that's the case, then most likely my target would be down here, or even down here. There, finally got stopped out. Now, what I want to see here, I want to see this bar close here first, because now we got a reversal bar, right? Let's see what it does here at the 21 EMA. Will it bounce off that? We also have a swing right here. See the swing? Let's see if it breaks that. But right now, I'm not going to jump on it right now. So So there's a probability it's going to come down here, test this low here, this swing, or down here at the fair value gap. Yeah, here we go. Let's see if we can break that.
Order filled.
And let's see how it tests right here. It may bounce off this mid band right here. See it, Cortez? Yeah, you need to start another eval. Lara. If you blow your PA, you start another eval. Man, this is just. So now look at this. Now we have momentum coming down. How strong the momentum, I don't know. It depends on what they do here. But right now, our momentum is now going down. Again, still above the zero line, right? So it may come down, might test it right here. Again, bounced off the, see that? Bounced off the fair value gap. Here's the mid of the fair value gap, which is actually pretty good. Move it up there. And maybe further down because I'm most likely going to try to test the plus one deviation. So it's below the 1.5 right now, so most likely I'm going to try to test out what though right there. Yeah, that CES really requires lot of patience. No, it's like watching paint dry, which is slower, paint dry or grass grow. Maybe grass grow. There's no really no momentum in this market. There's no, which I could, like I said, like I told you before, I should have just settled for my target being up here. Again, that's me being greedy. As you can see, that strong resistance. How many times did it test it? Right. So right here, it's bouncing off that fair value gap right now. No, that's two. Oh wow, it didn't give me the two. Weird. So it got to the mid. So now almost like let's see if it gets right through this fair value gap, breaks it. See that? Next, we broke this. We broke that swing. The next one is down here. Let's see if it does test that. Because you have strong momentum now, right? So you want to do them down here, and this is a strong. This is going to be a strong support level right here. That's the zero point 0.5 deviation. That's a very strong support. So now I can bring this up. It's fairly big size, so I can just bring it there, right there. So technically, I'm profiting by what 100 something, not even, but still in profit if I decide to close it. Again, we went right through the fair value gap, so now let's see. So we look at the 5 minute. Where's your next swing? Is around probably right here. Like that's why I have my target there. Continue pushing down. So we can get this pushed down. Just need one more push down. See, it tried to do it and then went back up. I'm seeing we have some resistance. We have some support there. I don't see any. I think it's just the algo trades that's going on. Again, if it that's why I have my stop right here. My trailing stop on this this pullback here. So if they reach that, then that's fine. So I don't think they're gonna try to get above. Let me see here. Right there. See, now we're below. We're not quite below, but we're at the zero line. Just like I said, this market is slow during the Globex. Just want to see how it moved, but now I see. I'm gonna just resort back to the NQ during the London or Globex session, and again, like I stated, and go to the MES during the volatile New York session. You just have to have patience. This may even test the down here to the. Let's see how the momentum coming down. Again, we have this swing. What are they gonna do there? Okay, strong momentum. Let's see how it reacts on this plus 0.5 deviation. Usually at that division, it does bounce off. I'll take that profit. It's going to be close to 1-1, hopefully. Oh, there. See that? So now all I can do is really, you want to think, I'll just move this up, maybe up to here. Again, let's see. Maybe I'll just move this up here. I don't want to be greedy again. You don't want to be greedy. You're already up this far, then might as well just take whatever they can give you on this. Again, I was thinking maybe we get down here, under this level. Let's see what they do with this 1,100 already. So see if they can give me one more push down. There we go. Come on. Give me some more momentum here. That's good. It may get down here. Push it one more. I think what was my loss? 375, I think. So if we can get 1.4 on 1,000 up. Again, we have a plus 0.25 deviation, but also have a swing. You also have some confluence here regarding the Was that the retrace? The fib retrace back to the 38 too, like I said. They tried to reach here, but they didn't, so now I'm going to try to retrace again. And my profit target is right here, up by this deviation level. You can go down to this, maybe this swing. Let's see. Again, we can get one. I'm right at 1.3 right now, and still have momentum coming down. You can see spacing between the MACD BB, spacing on the dots that indicates strong momentum. So 1.325. Can move this up just in case. Or move it down. My trailing drawdown. It decides to go back up. Okay, took one contract out. That's fine. There we go.
Target filled.
There it is. I'm up 1,300. Now, did the patience pay off? Yes, it did. Paid me off 1,300. Okay, that's it. It's 5:30. Any questions, guys? Like I said, losing. Just as long as you manage your losses and you get big wins or bigger wins, then you're profitable. So I hit my profit target on this one, on my PA. So I'm not over. What am I here? Looking at oops. I'm now over 166,000. So that's 16,000, close to 17,000 in profits. Still building this up, even though they're still under review. So I have, this is my 12th. Wait, where's my PA here? My 12th day. It is my 11th day. So if I get up to 16 days, I can basically do a request for withdrawal just in case they deny me payment, but that's fine. It's just my balance is just going up. That's fine. Okay, see what happened here. What they bounced off at the plus 0.25 deviation, right? Well, most likely it's going to continue coming down here, where most likely going to try to test the VWAP here. But I took my profit target where I knew it's going to hit. So there, that's fine. And that's about it. Any questions, guys? Before I go, none. I'll be doing the New York session. Start off at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 10:30 p.m. here in the Philippines. Again, most likely I'll be trading the. Let's try. I'm first time to try MES on the New York session. Okay, Lara, you're all good now. Okay, good. See you guys hopefully later today, depending where you're at. Here in the Philippines, I'll see you later tonight. Peace. God bless.